My name is DJ Sus1, the feature presentation. This is the official first day and first episode of my podcast where movies and music meet. I want to shout the sponsors. Invesco QQQ, Newark Happening.
Yes.
Invesco QQQ, Newark Happening. We're going to be at that game tomorrow. So this is my co-host, Kenya. Say something.
Hello, everyone. How you doing tonight?
So we're going to interview a very big person that created an incredible career in the movie business, as you guys know. He represents Newark, New Jersey. And we're about to call him out right now. Can you guys please make some noise real loud as you can, especially if you guys are filming, for Michael B. Jordan.
Hey!
Make some noise for Michael B. Jordan, please.
How y'all doing?
Good.
What's up?
What's up, my brother?
Hey, Carly, how you doing?
I feel really fat sitting next to you, but I'm going quite fine.
Come on. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for happy to be here.
Yeah.
So I want to start off for people who might not know. I want you to explain what the HBCU Legacy Classic is and what it's all about.
The HBCU Legacy Classic, Invesco QQQ is one of our sponsors, our main sponsor. It's honestly a HBCU tournament that I wanted to put on because HBCUs don't normally get the attention that they normally need, you know? It's
Give it up for that.
It's been a topic of conversation for a really long time, and people talk about it, but to get the teams in one place, to give them a national look so that scouts, you know what I'm saying, can give them the attention that they deserve is something that I really wanted to do. And it was really important for me to bring it back to my hometown. So I wanted to start in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center, which is a big deal. And there's a lot of talented, students out there, student athletes that just don't get the facilities and the resources that they need in order to really continue their career past the collegiate level. And a lot of high school students don't really get an opportunity to go to HBCUs because they're always looking to the higher, D1 schools, the Dukes, the Syracuses, the colleges of that nature that really, have the most progress to the NBA. So that's
awesome.
one of the reasons why.
So the Legacy Classic is a community initiative that plays a very important role in aiding the vitality of Newark. What does it mean to you to be a part of a cause that connects you back to your Newark roots?
I mean, it means everything. For me, home is where the heart is. So I wanted to start there. And, like I said, it's really a rough route to kind of get to the NBA, to get those looks. And it's not all about just getting to the league because a lot of these athletes, they don't normally make it to that level. So it's about financial literacy. It's bigger than basketball. So I wanted to create things around the sport that gave them other opportunities to expand their mind and expand their education. So that was one of the things that was really important around the Classic.
Give it up for that. What was it like growing up in Newark? Because I heard that you played basketball, actually, at the Arts College of Arts High School of Newark.
School, yeah. It was
Why did you not go that route?
I stopped growing. I stopped growing and I was working at the same time. I mean, for me, I was always competitive. I mean, my name is Michael Jordan. At that era, I got teased about any and everything. So for me, it put a healthy chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be competitive at something. So for me, sports was a big deal growing up. And then once I started to, be successful, in the acting field, I made a healthy decision to stay in the entertainment industry and continue to kind of grow and progress from there.
Nice.
Yeah. So HBCUs, when we were talking earlier, are an educational foundation in communities of color. And how would you like to see these schools flourish over the next decade? And why do you think events like the Legacy Classic help further their cause?
I think it just puts us on a national stage. It keeps us in the conversation. It's only the second year. Hopefully next year we're going to keep growing. The sponsors keep growing. The teams, the amount of HBCUs we can house at the Prudential Center will grow. And before you know it, it could be a full-on invitational. I want something that can compete with like Maui Invitational, things that we watch on TV that we expect every year. I want people to expect this and expect that from ourselves. So we have to kind of keep pouring back into our community. And, the alumni is really important as well. If you look at these other universities, they donate millions and millions of dollars to the athletic program so they can have the right facilities. So they can, students can eat better, they can train better, they can sleep. So for us, trying to start small, and then expand. So for now, we're happy where we're at, but we got a long way to go.
That's good. Do you have a favorite memory growing up in Newark as a kid?
Oh man, probably walking to the chicken shack. Yeah, getting them 2 kills breasts, you know what I'm saying, and some rolls. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite memories growing up. But no, just being at home, riding bikes around the city, taking the PATH train over to West 4th Street or like Chelsea Piers over here to come hoop. Yeah, just being in the mix. I miss the East Coast. Yeah.
How did growing up in Newark mold you into the man and the actor that you are today, in your opinion?
I mean, I think that had a lot to do with my parents. Mom and dad were like the example of hard work. Dad was always working nights. Always, he was my example of just like working hard. Mom always, doing whatever she could to make ends meet. There's the grit and grind about Newark that you just, survival of the fittest almost, that's really hard to compare to any other place, especially when you live next door to a Manhattan. Mm-hmm. Like we're like the little brothers, you know what I'm saying? So we're always looking at the skyline of New York City, and it always represented dreams, what could be. So I always would go over there as much as I could just to kind of get inspired by the city. So I think that relationship of Newark and Manhattan played a big part in how I, am in my ambition. Excuse me. Yeah. So I think so.
Are we going to get anything? What differences is it going to be from last year to this year with the Legacy Classic? Is there anything that you guys are going to turn up that's different from last year?
No, I mean, we got bands coming this year, so we're going to have that, that Southern feel, of the HBCU, Battle of the Bands. We're going to have that going on this year, which is really important. I think being consistent right now is the most important thing. We did it in the middle of the pandemic. So the fact that we had the numbers that we did, at that time of the year was truly special, and kudos to everybody who showed up. And the fact that they're coming back this year, people can actually show up. So I think we'll have a big turnout this year. So I'm really excited about that.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah. So of all the roles you've been able to play thus far, what would you say is your favorite?
Oh, that's tough. The one that's probably the most near and dear to my heart is probably Oscar Grant, only because it's so important, even today. I think we kind of put the world on notice with Fruitvale Station. That also cultivated my relationship with Ryan Coogler. But for me personally, it was right around the time Trayvon Martin, incident had happened. And as a young man at the time, I had something to say, and I didn't really have an outlet, so I was able to actually pour that pain and kind of energy into a character, and it's still being taught today in schools, and police academies, certain places. So for me, that was kind of the most important one. Yeah. I'll say that one.
Speaking about movie roles, on my mother's birthday on March 3rd, by the way, Creed 3 is coming out in theaters. I'm a big Creed universe fan, Rocky universe fan. What can we expect in the new Creed 3?
What can you expect? I think the fights got a little bit bigger, more dynamic.
Sorry to interrupt. You said that you used a lot of anime, like from you being a fan of anime to do the style of the fights, right? So talk about that.
So there's like anime. I'm a huge, anime nerd. So, with 8 other movies before me that did boxing, we shot it every which way. Trying to find something new and fresh was a bit challenging, but I think that's what kind of forced me to go outside, push me outside the creative box and pull from things that really inspired me, which is Japanese animation. So I got some references in there and some cinematic views that will feel completely different than any of the other boxing films that we've had so far. And we use IMAX cameras as well. So it gives you a more of a immersive feeling through sound and pictures and visuals. So those are 2 things that I wanted to bring to the table to really elevate the fighting. But then also, it's probably the most personal fight that Adonis has had so far, kind of pouring back into his past, which is one of the themes of the movies. Like you have to sometimes, look inward to get your answer to move forward. And that's kind of one of the biggest challenges for Adonis in this movie.
And this is your directing debut as well. Congratulations on that,
man.
Appreciate
that.
So before we talk about Jonathan Majors and the shape that y'all gotten and the fight and all of that, just talk about a little bit like, first of all, how does it feel being part of this Rocky universe? Like the third one, like it's extended so far. After Rocky 5 and Rocky Balboa, I couldn't believe it. Then you came and killed Creed 1, you killed Creed 2. Now you're directing Creed 3, and it's like one of the biggest universes since the 80s. Like, how does it feel?
I mean, it feels great. I mean, what Sly created, over 50 years ago was incredible, and he kind of laid down the yeah. We aging all of
50
us.
years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And it's a testament to what he created, and Ryan Coogler had this great idea to reimagine it, and to what the Creed franchise meant to him and his dad was really a personal relationship that he had, and for him to kind of create Creed and build a different franchise. It's a different franchise, it stems from that world, but we really wanted it to stand on its own 2 feet.
Which it does.
Appreciate that, man. So, we just wanted to, develop Adonis, still have that underdog spirit, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that's something that's really important throughout all these films is that, he's the hero, he's the main character. He lost his first fight, in the first movie, which I thought was really important. And as he grows, the challenge of making him still feel like an underdog was really important to me. So that's what we really, one of the things we want to focus on in this movie.
Jonathan Majors played Damian Anderson, and you guys got into a different type of shape. How in the hell did you get into the shape that you guys got in, man? What was the diet like? Do you believe in intermittent fasting? What is going on? I'm actually asking as a friend.
I can get you that diet. I got you. It's
like, were you on a schedule?
Yeah, hard work, man. I mean, the diet is probably the hardest thing. It's the amount of food that you have to eat. You eat a lot to kind of put on that weight. I was the heaviest I've ever been. I was like 205 pounds, which is not really comfortable walk around weight all the time naturally. But you're working out twice a day. 3 times a day sometimes. Wow. Drinking a gallon of water a day, which is not easy at all. You're waking up in the middle of the night.
And you gonna tell me you didn't cheat at all?
Huh?
You didn't cheat at all?
Oh yeah, you gotta have a cheat day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for sure.
I was making sure.
Yeah. No. Like it's like you would your body would tap out if you don't feed it, something other than like the clean diet. So, my cheat day, I would wake up early. I'm talking about French toast, all the McDonald's, all the, pasta, spaghetti. I would eat myself sick, and then slowly but surely, your cheat day turns into, half a cheat day. Then it turns into like a cheat meal. You crave it less, but shocking your body with those carbs and sugars are really important to kind of get that look. And honestly, the better you look on screen is probably the weakest that we've actually been physically.
Really?
Yeah. Because your body's not that weak. Your body reacts to it in a weird different way. But anyway, so just working out, diet, boxing, a lot of cardio, and then just being consistent.
And then, like, mentally, what do you do to stay in that space of that role?
Oh, you just gotta lock in. I think you're so locked into the character. For me, directing, there's so many other things I have to, I'm in charge of, to kind of spearhead from the story, production design, weighing in on the wardrobe, the trunks, all the themes, all the little like Easter eggs and nuggets that I want to kind of, plant throughout the movie. I'm totally just immersed in the world of the film. So for the last two and a half years, this has been my life. So I can't wait to share that with everybody. Yeah.
If you could only live with one, directing or acting?
That's tough. It's my new love right now. I fell in love with directing. So I think for me, I plan on stepping behind the camera a lot more. But acting is that's a part of me. So I'm very curious about everything that I've learned so far directing for the first time and trying to apply that to the next go around to see how I can improve. And acting is something you never stop learning. So I think from project to project, you're always trying to get better, So I think right now I say directing because I'm in that mode, but acting for me, it was nothing like it, because being able to direct yourself and others while you're acting is a new experience, and that was fun.
What do you think that the biggest difference is between the two for you?
Being a tool and a vehicle for somebody else's vision. I think, directing, it is your vision. You control everything. So down to the soundtrack, down to the music, down to the score, down to everything. Obviously, I have, collaborative partners and, who I couldn't have done it without and collaborated with. But at the end of the day, as a whole, you're in charge of the whole film. So for me, that was That was the biggest difference. Mm-hmm.
Is it true that you got tips from people like Denzel Washington and other celebrities to get into the directing space?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I definitely learned about the directing community is like it's really a community of directors, and they really want to see you win. So from Denzel Washington to, Jon Favreau, Bradley Cooper, Ben Affleck, Ryan, Stephen Cable, I hit up. I'm not shy. I hardly reach out to people for favors, but on this one, I called in everybody, and they were there, very supportive, and I couldn't have done it without them as well.
Without giving too much away, what can you tell us about the personal situation of why the fight is happening between Damian and Creed in the movie? Because from what I read with the plot, he was in prison for a while. He came out. You guys are old friends. How much can you tell us without giving away the movie? Is there anything you could tell us?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. No, I think, damn. Okay, let me think. That was good.
Just tell us the movie.
Yeah. I've been trying so hard with, dealing with these trailers. Oh my God, it's a whole thing to try to figure out what's too much to give away versus how to promote a movie. That's probably been one of the biggest, challenges thus far of like how not to give away so much, but also giving you guys enough to want to kind of get in and see something different. But I think for me, I think, childhood trauma that we all have in one way, shape, or form, and how we handle that, and how we face that is a big thing. I think the two of them were brothers growing up, and some things happened along the way, and they grew apart, and now they're kind of reconnecting again on a lot of different levels. So
I'm excited, brother. I'm excited to see it. Is there anything you could tell us about the future of Michael B. Jordan besides directing? Is there anything going on in your life? I'm sure more acting roles is going to be coming real soon.
Man, I'm really excited about this film. Going out there and doing that. I got some animation projects that I'm doing that I'm really into anime and animation. Got a sea moss beverage that I'm working on that's going to be dropping pretty soon, which is really good.
Nice.
I got a rum as well that I'm dropping as well. So got a couple other business ventures outside of the acting space that I'm getting into. I think I got a lot of stuff brewing, but that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now.
I like to see it. Well, the Legacy Classic is tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Do we have the exact time on that?
It starts at 1:00 tomorrow, right? 1:00 at the Prudential Center.
I think it's 1:00 tomorrow. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's 1:00 tomorrow.
It's 1:00. 1:00.
All right, 1:00 tomorrow, the Legacy Classic. Creed 3 is in theaters March 3rd. I hope there's pre-sale tickets. Get the tickets immediately. And listen, man, this is a very big deal for me. It's the first episode of my podcast, The Feature Presentation. We're talking about movies.
Congratulations to that, man.
I appreciate it. Movie news, TV news, all that. So for you to be the first person, I greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
And keep winning, man, because you represent in Newark very hard body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to shout out the sponsors, Investco, QQQ, and Newark happening. And we greatly appreciate you, man. Keep winning. You're inspiring young black people all around the globe. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely inspiring Newark, and you inspire me, and you inspire a lot of millions of people. So I appreciate you, and thank you for coming, my brother.
Appreciate you.
Make some noise for Michael B. Jordan.